I called it a beautiful disaster. And when we first landed at the airport, we got outside and it was sensory overload. I think that none of us have ever experienced anything like that before. There's no infrastructure down there. There's no sewerage. There's no garbage pickup like we're used to. There's no animal control. There's dogs and goats and cats everywhere. So we were all pretty much felt like we were in a disaster. And we took, probably a 40-minute ride to the guest house where we were going to stay for the next 10 days. And it was remarkable that once we got to the guest house that there was kids everywhere. There was like this welcoming committee of the people in the neighborhood. And I think slowly it started to peel back the layers of disaster into beauty. And you could start to see some of the resiliency of the people of Haiti and the love and affection that they truly had for us. I mean, there was kids hanging off us like jungle gyms, and everybody with smiles ear to ear, excited to see us. And I think that was a pivotal moment for me, that was the point that I knew I had to come back, was getting off that truck for the first time and seeing those kids, and everybody in the entire neighborhood was excited to see us. Everybody knew that I hope they knew that we were there to provide some relief to their culture. And I think slowly throughout the days that transpired afterwards, another pivotal moment for me was really after day one. We came back to the house and kind of had team dinner. And I remember pulling Bob aside and saying, I kind of had some frustration. I feel like we helped a lot of people that first day, but you see so much poverty and so much devastation throughout the entire country that it's like shoveling sand against the tide. I think that there was a little bit of frustration, and I'll never forget it. I remember the moment vividly. Bob looked me right in the eye and said, you can only help one Haitian at a time. And I think that really stuck with me through the rest of the trip, because that was really our focus. I think for me and the rest of the team, that we were going to provide the best care possible to every person that we saw throughout that week. And I think that's, I give a ton of credit to Bob. As people said earlier, we didn't know everybody on the team. I mean, we had all had professional relationships and stuff like that, but spending 10 days in a smaller house with 18 people is a big deal. And I think that we performed remarkably. There was never any drama. There was never nobody ever had an argument. We were all just in it for the adventure. And I think it was an experience that I'll never forget. And I think one of the better parts about that is, even today, we're here today, and I couldn't be more excited to look around the room and see the people that we spent the trip with. I'm looking at, I had never met John. I couldn't be more excited to see John at the other end of this table, and
Thanks, buddy.
we just, we spent 10 days together, and it's an experience that I'll never forget. And I think, Bob also told us, this team will always be this team, and nobody will ever experience Haiti the way that we experienced it together.